So, do you guys remember this? Shadow Labyrinth. I never really finished this game. Yeah, for a good reason. I should. Maybe I'll replay from the start at some point, but I do want to test out some of the patches. So, at some point in November of last year, so like November 2025, the game actually came out with an Explorer patch, which was basically just to sort of streamline the controls, basically add a few waypoints here and there, and yeah, make things a bit less obnoxious, because those were some of the complaints about the game. So I actually bought the game back when it first released back in July of 2025. It's been a year, and the November patch was actually the only patch that was rolled out for the game, to my understanding at least. So we're gonna see if it actually improved the ending controls and whatnot. I'm gonna remain cautiously optimistic, right? This is mainly just to sort of revisit things to see if things are as jank as I remember and stuff like that, because I do remember that being one of my main complaints. There was this like huge sort of this big jump in difficulty as well. The upgrades are far and few in between. Anyways, enough about that. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Veteran mode. Was I playing on veteran mode? A standard mode where players can enjoy the game's original challenging action. A game mode that gives players a stressful experience. The following effects will apply. No contact damage from enemies, with some exceptions. Warp past certain difficult terrain after several failed attempts. Reduced cost of ESP and other resources. Increased Gaia energy recovery. Increased attack power. Some maze content will be altered. Unlocks the use of tenacity boost to get stronger with each death. You can just unlock the level tenacity boost as well. Wait. Okay, so that is actually one of the new patches from November. It is interesting that there's only been one patch, but actually I've been reading a few of the newer reviews as well, and apparently there's actually like still a few bugs as well. God, I forgot about this. Right. Oh man, I forgot. Okay, it said the mini puck controls were better, but also did want to test out something. Because apparently, hold on, what are the map icons? So, they actually apparently added a few more sort of waypoints and stuff like that. Right. Alright, this is, wait, oh my god, I forgot that this was the jankiest zoom of all time, right? So apparently they added a few more waypoints in between, but the problem with that is that it actually didn't really save. Hold up. Where are all the icons? Oh, wait, hold up. 3. Okay. Warp Portal, Mikusal, right? Right, so let's take a look at it. Change map layer, I believe. Or how did I do this? Oh, 4. Change current location. What? Oh, change maps there. I forgot how big this game was. Oh boy. Okay. Error selection. Okay. So apparently a lot. Well, actually, I'm not sure if I can actually see them on the map, because apparently they added a few more waypoints, but the problem with that is that you can't actually access them. You basically have to go back. None of them basically auto saved for older players, so yeah, which is interesting. I mean, you can definitely see some of the older sort of map design in this, where, I mean, it's not too bad of a distance, I guess, but it's still kind of ridiculous, right? These are the only 2 points where we can do, like, I guess, actual upgrade stuff, and then these are just like checkpoints, right? Like they're quite few and far in between, especially when you consider this is all parkour. Yeah, but apparently there's new things. I don't know if that's true or not because I'm currently stuck here. Oh yeah. Oh, a new mode has been added. Oh, okay, it's just that. Equip ESP skill. Okay. Minipuck basic controls training. Minipuck control. Basic controls. Okay. So this is a new thing. Okay, interesting. Basic input, no directional input plus space or I. Switch between auto movement or L. Oh, N. Okay. Oh, I hate. Yeah, I don't like the. Oh no. What was the Hold up, I gotta figure out how to. Oh boy. Cling jump. Why shift? I'm so confused. Why shift? No, they're using I. Wait, hold up. How did I switch this? Oh, there we go. It's L. Auto movement is recommended. I don't like auto movement, actually. It was actually the main reasons why I disliked the mini-puck mode. So originally, what actually happened with the mini-puck mode was that essentially every time you enter the mini-puck mode, it would switch on auto movement. So every single time I had to automatically just press L, or else it would just go in auto movement mode, and then mini-puck would just move on its own. And that was not fun, I have to admit. It's definitely not fun. Because I like having agency over the controls. I know for Pac-Man, for old school Pac-Man, right? You only had directional inputs and that was it. That was basically all that you really needed, right? Is that you just click your arrows and then Pac-Man moved on his own. The problem with that is that there's another dimension of moving here, and that is jumping. And that is very hard to do if you're just auto moving, right? So I wasn't the biggest fan of that. So yeah, I just found it to be really clunky. Okay. Yeah, they're not bad. Oh. That is interesting that why did they make a tutorial on this though? Huh. Hold on, let me test out, because this is what I was struggling with, all of these three. And they were quite obnoxious, so I'm curious if it did get better. But yeah. Oh, what was Perry? Perry was no. Okay, L was Perry, right. I mean, it's still standard. Oh. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Oh, it's L, right. I'm definitely using my wrong controls. Wait, hold up. Wait. Oh, what the? Oh, I forgot how jank the hitboxes were. They did not fix that, bro. What? Okay, wait. That's weird. Wait. Did I get hit on that? I actually can't tell. I'm so confused. Hold up. I'm still too poor for that. Right. Okay, right. So to upgrade this, we need the high grade material. But again, those were pretty far in between. And double jump I didn't even get. Which again is like it was apparently like it took a lot of people like apparently way later in the game. Okay, cool. So now it kind of auto save my controls. Wonderful. I forgot how to do this. That's not good. How do I do this? Oh, right. What the heck? Oh, no, that's not what I want. Oh, right. Sorry. Nope. I still don't like it. I mean, to be fair, it might just be because I'm out of shape for this game, but yeah. Okay. So you can't attack me there. Okay. Nope, yeah, definitely not. You have to go from here and then attack, which is quite the bizarre thing. I can live with it though. It's just... How did I heal again? I remember how to heal. Can it hit me? Wait, hold up. I need to test this. Right, I thought so. Right, projectiles do not hit me for some reason. Okay, well that killed me. Right, so I did read up on this. That apparently the patch actually broke projectiles. And there was no fix from what I can tell from now. Because the only patch was again done in November of last year. So there was actually a kind of fix about this. The kind of fix was apparently turning off VSync and changing your FPS to something that's not 60 FPS. Apparently. I'm gonna need. Hold on. Let me test this out again. With a. Yeah. Okay. Let's test this out with other projectiles because I am curious. Anyone here with? No. Oh my God. Wait. Hold up. Did explosions affect me? They do not. They do not affect me. The contact damage affects me. But like, okay, well, goodbye. But like, you don't. Okay, you're physical. That's fine. I'm trying to get. Okay, yeah. Okay. Let me test that again. Give it a second. No, they don't. Okay, wait, and I want to test out the apparent fix now. Gameplay controls. I don't know how to change it. Oh, VSync off and changing it to anything that's not FPS 30. Hold up. How do I change this? Oh. Okay, let's try this. Okay, let's see. give it an hour. Okay, now it worked. What the heck? That is the most random. That is the most random fix of all time. Wait, so you're telling? Okay. So as far as I can tell, I'm gonna go back to my original settings just because, yeah. So did they actually? Because as far as I can tell, they didn't really improve the mini puck controls all that much. What did they change about this? Hold on, let me try. Wait, but that's the same. It's the same tutorial though. That's literally okay. At least this time for mini puck, right? For mini puck, at least the auto movement is saved, right? It's permanently toggled on, and then that should be fine. I really gotta. I wish I could experience the original controls again, just to have like a sort of direct sort of comparison. But as of right now, I don't really have one. Oh, okay. Oh. Like, to me, this kind of plays the exact same as before. Like, I think the only thing of difference, and I might need to recheck my own videos, which I will do right now because I'm curious. I'm genuinely very curious about the old mini puck system. Okay. Let me give it a second. Well, let me try and find it in one of my. This is a bad time to do that. Okay. Why am I watching my own videos? I don't know. That was the latest video. Wait, did I not record any of my? Okay then. Apparently I didn't record some of my later things. So I'm missing some part of the story. Okay. No, there was the track, there was the trail. So what actually changed about the mini puck movement system then? What actually changed about this? Because I know they said they improved the controls, but what actually did they change about this? Explore patch 1.10. Balance improvements, improve play control for mini puck. Hold up, I gotta read the patch notes. So, actually, let me actually read out everything that they changed in the November patch because that's pretty much it. So main adjustments in Explorer mode, we already went through Explorer mode. That's fine. Maze difficulty adjustments, including boss weakening, maze stage adjustments, and changes to item placement within maze. Okay, so this was a change that was applied to both Explorer mode and Veteran mode. For map, there's a significantly increased number of Miku souls, save points and warp points, and simple Miku souls. Except that we kind of don't have access to them because, again, we didn't go back and claim them. So we pretty much just lost on a whole bunch of save points, from what I understand. Added mode change, setting to Miku Soul menu. You can now switch between Explorer mode and Veteran mode at any time from the Miku Soul menu. Okay. Maze adjustments, adjusted maze clear rewards. The reward score required to clear maze has been reduced. Okay. Aura can now be obtained when the score gauge is at maximum or when the reward acquisition score is reached, even if the reward has already been obtained. Okay, so you can farm stuff now. Maximum bonus fruit acquisition increased from 100 to 200. If you fail the maze for red brags, okay, and some other stuff, players can choose to skip it. Okay, so that's just the increased optional challenge skips. Mini puck control adjustments, added operation tutorial stages within the console menus, which is what I'm currently doing. Adding a dedicated button for neutral jump, jump without directional inputs. This reduces the chance of accidental inputs. Added diagonal forward stick input to the normal jump button. Inputting the stick diagonally forward, jumping now follows the same trajectory as a neutral jump, making the controls more intuitive. Okay. Oh, I see. It's a small change, but I definitely do feel like it's more intuitive from before. Okay, I see. I see what they're doing. I see what they did. I see what they did. Okay. Okay, that's definitely a good quality of life improvement. Other adjustments. If defeated during the final battle against the last boss, you can now retry from the final battle. Wait, could you not do that before? Hold up. If defeated during the final battle against the last boss, you can now retry from the final battle. Was that implying that you couldn't retry? Like, was that game over? What? Why was that an option? I never reached the final boss, so I don't know. No ESP consumption when Devour as the sword fighter. Reduce consumption, increase recovery of various energy sources. Okay, fixes. Fixed an issue where the game could crash during the staff roll. Nintendo Switch version only. Fixed an issue where in certain mazes the speed when ejected from the booster slowed down at high refresh rates. Steam version only. Fixed an issue where ESP would not naturally recover and the menu could not be opened after dying under specific conditions. So those were all the changes. The other big change was basically Explorer mode. But this is... Right, I don't know why auto movement is on by default if you're having us do all these sort of intricate, like, perks. Oops. Nope. That's so bizarre. This is actually so bizarre. Wait. What? What is A? Press A immediately after jumping. Change direction immediately after jumping and land the targeted position. What? Why A? I don't understand the A. Oh, A as in like, go back. What? Why would that be? Why would I need a tutorial for this? What? That confused me more than anything. I was like, what? I'm so confused. I'm kind of more confused by the tutorial. Right, so I can definitely see the improvement in terms of the mini puck control. I didn't realize it because I just picked it up. I picked it back up, but yeah, now that I think about it, or now that I'm seeing my old videos again, I definitely see like just a tiny improvement there. Now, every other thing. So, it doesn't seem like that they really improved the combat because you're still kind of moving at the same rhythm, which I'm actually fine with this amount of attack speed. Slash is a bit slow. I really don't see under what any circumstance I would actually do this with. Yeah, this is just slow. This is actually slow. Parry's fine. I can definitely understand people saying like the combat wasn't that good, which I mean I definitely understand why the combat isn't great. Like obviously I've played Metroidvanias with better combat, but I've also played Metroidvanias with worse combat. I would say this is kind of in the middle-ish. Now for the other thing, which was basically the exploration with all the Miku souls and all of that stuff. Yeah, I can't really go back and get them. I would have to backtrack a whole lot just to get all of my save points back. Because they added a couple more. Yeah, they added a couple more and can't really go back to get them because they weren't auto-claimed. So that's a thing. They had difficulty adjustments, which is fine. As far as I can tell, the upgrades are still kind of at the same sort of length. Or distance from each other, which is why they added Explorer mode, which is why they added the tenacity boost, they added the skips and all that stuff. Which is fine. But then they left this bug in, which is so confusing, right? Because obviously for the Explorer patch, they wanted to address like a couple things with you know, in a certain, like they address things about high refresh rates in the Steam version, right? They address like where like when at a certain speed you got ejected and stuff like that. But then for some reason this also broke this, so then projectiles just don't affect you anymore. Projectiles and explosions in particular do not affect you anymore if you're playing with basically the default things. Wait, hold on, let me turn on VSync. I'm very curious if this will do anything. Or does it have to be specifically VSync off at 60 FPS that causes these issues? Okay, so it's VSync on, but I don't like using it. But the thing with this particular thing is that this is, I feel like, what some people might be, you know, be stuck at if their PC isn't good enough. That's weird. That's very weird. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this because it does seem. I do appreciate a lot of, you know, their efforts at making the game better. Except that was only one time. Right? I don't think I would have ever finished this in its original form because of the fact that it was kind of clunky. I definitely do think that for Metroidvania made in the 2025 era, it was definitely kind of lackluster compared to a lot of the, you know, newer Metroidvanias that we got. And it's not the first time that we've sort of been through this entire process. I think that there's still quite a few Metroidvanias that have their own issues. I think the most particular one that we can sort of just address, right? And I don't, oh man, I'm really bummed out about that one, but it's 9 Years of Shadows. That one was fun. I think 9 Years of Shadows was fun. It was also a recent Metroidvania, but it you can definitely tell is more catered towards it was definitely more inspired by the older generation of Metroidvanias. It definitely didn't have a lot of the same sort of flavor and quality of life updates that newer Metroidvanias had. Which I'm fine with a more difficult Metroidvania, right? Just so we're clear. My problem happens when things are clunky, and you don't want controls to feel clunky, especially in an era where things are a lot smoother, where you can make things a lot smoother. And to my knowledge, the devs actually abandoned 9 Years of Shadows, where they apparently promised a lot of updates and they just simply never updated. They never followed through on those updates. And the final fight for 9 Years of Shadows as well, where all the mechanics that you've learned just suddenly don't matter because they decided to remove some core mechanics of the game. So that's just one example, right, of kind of poorly designed Metroidvanias in our modern era. I definitely don't think this game is up there. I definitely do think that this game suffers from weird and poor decisions in terms of modern Metroidvania making. Like I said, right, for the maps, apparently there were no I don't remember, but like apparently the Miku souls and all that stuff, like, not apparently, like I've been through it, right? These things are far apart, which they are. They definitely are, right? So just for perspective, this one's here and this one's here, which is fine. But then you have to consider that this is one map. You only get like one formal save point, and you can only use this particular save point for upgrades and stuff like that. This was just a heal and a save point. This is the only one. This type of checkpoint was the only one that you could use to upgrade your character and stuff like that, which made things just a lot more obnoxious. And like I said, this is a huge map. This is absolutely a huge map, and we're basically just stuck with these two. So I can definitely understand why people are complaining about the lack of like save points and checkpoints and stuff like that, because it is kind of obnoxious and ridiculous that in this entire area over here, we only had one checkpoint, and that was one that you couldn't even upgrade your character at. It was this, amongst all of this. And of course you had your tougher enemy there, so you had to run all the way back, and if you failed, you had to just run all the way back. So I definitely understand a lot of the annoyances. But then they of course delivered by adding in more checkpoints and stuff like that, which I don't have access to again because they didn't auto fill in, so I'm kind of stuck with the old checkpoints. So at that point, if I do wanted to play this game, I would have to basically replay it from the start, because I mean, look, I'm out of shape for this game, and also I just don't feel like backtracking just to find all of these various checkpoints. This is fine, I guess. Like, I'm fine with the parry. I'm fine with all of that stuff. Did H do anything? No, H did not do anything. Like, I think that's fine for the movement so far. I just find it very interesting that it just, after all of this, right? after all of this, hold up. After all of this, we still don't have a double jump. So this is what people, of course, mean by, oh, the upgrades are few and far in between. Like, I think at this point I only upgraded my sword like twice or once, something along those lines. But like, this is a huge map and I still don't have double jump. Like, that is insane. It's baffling that, like, it takes this long for I guess any for your character to feel any stronger. Like, obviously it's one thing to be better at things, but you also want to feel your character getting stronger as well. It's a very different sort of feeling that you want for your players, because then it's like, oh, you know, like, the game isn't sort of rewarding us for progressing through. So there's that. Now we're currently here. And this is an interesting spot to be in because it's been an entire year since the game released. And there's no update. If there's no update and there's still bugs, there's still complaints. Now, obviously, I don't expect them to fully sort of change everything. I don't expect them to fully revamp the combat. I don't fully expect them to, like, change up the mini puck and stuff like that. Like, I'm fine with the current mobility and stuff like that. I think they did a good job by adding explorer mode and all that stuff. But the fact that there's this particular bug over here. There's this one particular bug, and that was reported quite early on from my understanding. And they didn't even bother patching it. It's kind of sad, you know? Because if they're not gonna fix a tiny bug like that, then they're not gonna update the game anymore. Because to my knowledge, the November patch was the only patch given to this game. So there's no tiny updates here and there and stuff like that. They had one patch. Oh wait, no, they did. They had a launch, and then there's a 1.0.4 patch, and then a major patch in the form of 1.1.0, and that was it. And then there's no more. They straight up abandoned the game since November. So we're not gonna see, to my knowledge, any more sort of bug fixes. Like, if I find anything else after this, that's gonna be it. This is the game, right? I think under most circumstances I would be sort of fine with that. I'd be fine with, like, minor bugs here and there. I think the main problem is that this is a sort of thing by Bandai Namco. This is not a small project by an indie team. This is a game by Bandai Namco, which is a huge friggin' company in Japan. And the fact that they only put out 2 patches, one was a minor patch and then 2 was a major patch, and then that's it, and then they abandoned it. It's concerning. It's sad to see just a game just be abandoned when it showed so much promise beforehand. Because remember, this game was first advertised on Secret Level. There was like an animated short film basically on Secret Level about Shadow Labyrinth, and it was so cool. And then of course we got the main game, and then the lore was really cool as well. It's not really Pac-Man lore. I mean, I didn't expect it to be Pac-Man lore, But it's really, really cool. Like, there's a lot of different sort of explanations, all that stuff. But it's just really cool that we got all of this sort of reimagining of the world and stuff like that. But then you kind of just you kind of just ended up at a spot where if you don't sort of if you don't really get any of the notes, what the balls? Oh, here, where you don't get any of these notes, you're kind of lost. This is literally the mascot horror problem, where every single bit of storytelling is told through notes. Like, there's some hints here and there when you're interacting with the characters, with Phoebe and stuff like that. There's like hints and notes there. But if you really want the full context, you need these, right? Because you won't be able to understand anything or grasp the full context without these specific collectibles, which is a problem. Because I think horror games do this nowadays. A lot of horror games do this nowadays, where they don't necessarily just tell you the story. You need to find collectibles, you need to get sort of all of these notes to actually fully understand the story. And I think the biggest culprit of that most people are aware of is Poppy Playtime. If you don't fully get every single collectible, you're just gonna be lost. You won't get a full idea of the story. And that's a problem. Because you shouldn't need collectibles to understand a full story. The point of having these diary notes, of having these collectibles, is that they supplement the story. They're supposed to add in little bits and details to the story to make it more complete. They shouldn't be key parts of the story. And if you remove those key parts and you won't understand anything, that is distinctly a problem. And I think that's a lot of what this game does as well. Like, look at all this. My twin sister, that was revealed in the memory. You would never know that if you didn't collect this memory, which is kind of ridiculous. Like, it's and of course we have all these tiny little menu controls here and there, like Q and E to change this big menu, and then 1 and 4 for some reason for this, because apparently 2 and 3 weren't available. Like, it's definitely clunky. Like, I'm fine with the combat. I think a lot of people think that's clunky, but I think what's clunkier is actually the design of everything. I think it's so clunky, because then if you press tab to open the map, you can't press M to open up the map. There's no M shortcut for the map. And then if you want to navigate the map, you need to press 8 and I to zoom in and out, which is ridiculous. And then to change the map layer, you gotta press 4. And then current location is 2, because why wouldn't 2 go before 4? I don't know why. 3 is the map icons list, because sure, J is toggling off the icons. It's okay. K is change maps, which is what? Why? And then suddenly space is a factor, because apparently you can't zoom out entirely on this and then go back to the main world overview. Like, I think, like I've played clunky combat. Like, I think this is fine. But it's the user experience, the user interface, that has the clunkiest design in this game. And they didn't fix that. I don't know. I don't know if I ever want to revisit the game now that I think about it. Because I do like a lot of parts of this game. I think this is so cool. This is so cool. Like, there's so much lore here. There's so there's so much to explore. Like, the map is gigantic, and it's just, I don't know, it's really cool because they made this whole political thing as well. This family drama stuff as well. It's just a shame that's basically hidden beneath of all of this, and it doesn't seem like there's gonna be an update anymore, because it's been like, what, 8 months? November, since like now, July. It's a shame that that such a promising project just became, you know, a victim of kind of clunky game design and just old school Metroidvania design and just abandonment. Because I do like the look of this game. I do like it. I like I generally like the feel of everything. I think it has a lot of interesting ideas. I just don't think it was executed well all that much. Yeah, that was Shadow Labyrinth. That was me revisiting Shadow Labyrinth. I kinda never gave this game a conclusion. And I think now that it's been a year, I think it's you know, it's a good time to close up everything. Also, not to mention, I do want to mention, because man, oh my god, bro, this game was $40 Canadian. This game was $40 Canadian. This game was 40. Absolute baloney. Okay, I have to let out my inner Karen one last time, but like $40, bro. And it took you guys until November to patch the game. So July, so that would be like 4 months. It took them 4 months to get a major patch. And then there's no more patch. I paid $40, bro. And then some people got the deluxe edition, which was like $10 more expensive, which is like fine, but like, oh man, it's not a $40 game, dude. Especially when you get other Metroidvanias for much cheaper. Like, I think that's the part that pisses me off the most. This game is $40. Like, I can forgive poor game design, but $40 and you guys aren't even gonna like patch it or anything. Like, you guys put out 2 patches and that was worth $40. Oh my god, bro. Is that, yeah, it definitely feels like this definitely ended up feeling like a cash grab. As much as I like the core things about this game, it's just everything feels so half-assed at the end. $40, bro. Like, obviously it's cheaper for USD, but like $40 Canadian. Ugh. Oh. Yeah. I forgot it had that price tag, man. Because I bought it the first day. And I got so bummed out. Alright. I think I'm done ranting about this game. A year later, it turns out there's still bugs that they didn't fix. And that was the last update that this game ever had. 8 months ago. Oh boy. Yeah, please don't do this, guys. Please, if you're a game dev, if you're an indie game dev, please don't ever do this. It's fine if it's a smaller game. I'm gonna be honest, I like smaller games. I'm fine with smaller games. You guys don't always have to aim so high when it comes to projects. I think, oh man, who said this? But someone said that you should never make your dream project as your first game, because you will never sort of have the abilities to fulfill that dream project on your first go. And so if you try and fulfill your dream project on your first go, you'll never be satisfied with it, because as you continue to advance, you're going to look back and you're like, why did I waste my dream project with these lackluster skills? So it's fine. It's fine if you guys make a smaller game. I'm fine with it. Just make sure to actually put in some care and attention into it. Please don't abandon your games. Oh. It's $40 for a Bandai Namco game that updated twice. Alright, I'm done. I'm done. Thanks for hearing me rant. Ay, bro. Oh.